Shalom Yashra'Allah. First and foremost, I'd like to give all glory, honor, and infinite praises to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim Chachodash. Double honors to the beloved elders, the apostles, that great millstone that taught me this truth, and peace and salutations to all you hopeful Letakim out there laboring that are pushing this word in truth and in sincerity. This is your brother Amar from the GMS Boise, Idaho camp, and I'm going to do this lesson, just based off flowing through the spirit. You get online, after work or whatever, you're going through the news, you're looking at everything that's going on, and you just can't really help but, try to warn people about what's going to happen. Because what's going to happen is pure chaos in the streets, things that we threaten the people with in the sense that this is what is going to happen. Thus saith the Bible, and by default, thus saith the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. So as much as people don't want to hear a negative message about what we're prophesying is going to happen according to the scriptures, we can't help but always want to just tell people as much as we can, in the sense that the scriptures tell you plainly how it's going to happen. Because everybody thought everything was good, in the sense, this Nero's getting in office. Everything's going to get better. Gas prices are going to be $1.50 again. We're going to get all the illegal immigrants out, and we're going to be able to have more access to jobs. No, man. As you can see, this is going on to almost a full month, almost, of the government being so-called shut down, which we know this is just another psychological operation on the people. And what I mean by that is the government is taking resources away from you so that people are going to beg for the resources when they become available, and they will do anything that this system needs, even infringe on their rights, take a charagma or whatever to participate in whatever sense of normalcy that they thought they had before. So when everybody's thinking it's all la-di-da, all doing good, this is just the beginning. There's so much more to come in the terms of tribulation, judgment, because nothing that you can imagine that's coming in the future is going to be better than what happened before. You think the food stamps getting cut off right now is bad? Wait till there's no more grocery stores. Wait till there's no gas in the gas station. Wait till there's no jobs. Wait till your money's worthless. Wait till the government says shelter in place, and take care of your families. That there's going to be rioting, looting. People are already talking about rioting, looting, just based off of the food stamps getting cut. So I just saw another snippet of somebody mocking the prophets. And this somebody happens to be, a famous somebody, which is Drewski. Drewski does a lot of skits, does a lot of things that, are funny. It's a funny ass Jake, but he's over here mocking the truth. And people are going to see that what we are saying is deadly serious. So I'm going to go ahead and get straight into the scriptures. And something that was on my spirit before I got into this lesson that I was reading. This is 2 Thessalonians 4, Salakia. 1 Thessalonians. This is in my scriptures that I'm looking over here. 1 Thessalonians 4, and I'm going to start at the top. Salakia 5. My bad. I'm looking at Roman numerals, and then I'm looking at my phone. This is first back at it, though, because you have to really understand that people think that it's all going to be good all the time. That what they're seeing in their current state is not what they were expecting. They weren't expecting to hear about food stamps getting shut off. People losing Section 8 housing, getting kicked out on their streets. Not to mention all the federal and government workers that are forced to resign or quit, or have to take a what do they call a severance pay, which means they pay you a certain amount for you to quit your job. They actually pay you money, and that's something that a lot of government workers have taken. But this is 1 Thessalonians 5 and verse 1. But of the times and the seasons, brethren, ye have no need that I write unto you. And that is beautiful, because these signs and seasons and times that are coming in are happening right now. For all this crazy shit that's going on, Jake, you don't realize that you're living in the last motherfucking days? Pardon my Swahili, but really, Jake, like, you got to be some level of stupid to not want to ask questions on why the world is the way it is. That's why we don't waste time with no ignorant Jake asking no stupid ass questions, no fucking heathen wanting to play games, or no stupid Christian trying to debate doctrine, when we're out here to prophesy and tell you people how bad it's gonna get, and you still look at us like we're a game because we're not wearing some fancy suit, because we're in a garment, because we're out in the street in the open where people can say whatever the fuck they want. But wait till all the shit is going down. You're gonna be hoping for a man to have some sort of spiritual answer, because logically there is gonna be no sense of why things are so bad other than exactly the answer that has always been around everybody's house, on grandma's shelf, getting dust. Everybody, all the hotel rooms is the Holy Scriptures, the Bible. You know, so all these people aren't gonna need, the believers aren't gonna need to under a big miraculous sign. We're gonna know what times we're living in. Again, starting from the top, 1 Thessalonians 5:1, but of the times and of the seasons, brethren, ye have no need that I write unto you. For yourselves know perfectly that the day of the Lord Yahweh so cometh as a thief in the night. I'll tell you what, a couple months ago, no one could even imagine that out of nowhere the government was going to shut down and people were going to, millions were going to lose access to the only, in some cases, the way that they get food, other than going to school lunches, you know, getting a potluck at their church, you know, something, free meal, you know, a soup kitchen, you know, a handout, whatever, man. These people that are completely dependent on the government, and some people do need it, you know. Having a food system for the poor is a righteous thing, you know, but using it as a tool of political gain and making the people suffer is wicked. That's why these people are mourning, because of the wicked king that they have. You know, and I just say that it's lawful and it's righteous, because even according to the law in the Israelites, for the Israelites, it was told to us that we're not supposed to completely pick all of our fields clean in the time of harvest, that we're supposed to leave some for the poor and needy, as well as there's a separate treasury to the offering for widows and orphans. You know, there's even a story about how there was a Grecian that went in to go and try to steal that offering and got his ass beat by an angel and carried out by his men on a wagon. You know, so this is written down in the scriptures on how to take care of our people, and to use it as a tool like he is, knowing, understanding that a lot of it is Jake maybe using or abusing the system. But I'll tell you what, there's a lot of Edomites on EBT too, man. You know, and they're not thinking ever in their mind that security, that point of their government is expected to take care of them, would ever leave. So continuing, verse 3, for when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape. Ultimately being the final judgment of Babylon the Great, you know, thermonuclear fire, but as well as the time of tribulation, the hour of temptation, whether you are going to take the charagma, that is coming no matter what. You can guarantee it. As much as a woman is pregnant and you can expect on the 9th month that baby's coming, you can expect that these judgments are going to happen. And there's plenty of scriptures that talk about as the rain falleth from the skies and return not upward, roughly paraphrasing, so too the words of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. You know, everything that's written for you is not a book that's just written thousands of years ago. And oh, you really believe a book that was written 1,000 years ago, it has any truth to it? Yes, you fucking dummy, you, man. That's why we don't not even taking time to explain what we believe in the scriptures to somebody like that. If they got a legitimate question, we answer it and keep up pushing. Say, hey, have a good day. You know, but we're not here other than for the elect. We're not here to win debates, get into arguments, have the best come back on some dummy that comes up. No, we're here to edify the flock and feed the sheep. Verse 4, but ye brethren are not in darkness. That's brethren, the Israelites, like the scriptures say, O ye men of Israel, I call. First Thessalonians 5 and 4 again. But ye brethren are not in darkness, that that day should overtake you as a thief. Because you're not in darkness because you're looking at the times. You're measuring the times with the scriptures on this prophecy happened. Oh, the Lord talked about this. Lord talked about that we are going to be persecuted. The Israelites are always public enemy number one. And you can see that the curses of Deuteronomy 28 are happening every day, but especially right now to all of Israel, the northern and the southern kingdom. Verse 5, Salakia, ye are all the children of light and the children of the day. We are not of the night nor of the darkness. Therefore let us not sleep as do others, but let us watch and be sober. And sober being single-minded. Not saying, oh, you drink yan, you drink some wine. Oh, you're a problem. Oh, you're not a man of the Lord. You like to take you buy a bottle of fucking liquor from the liquor store. You ain't a man of the Lord. Simpletons, man. The point being is that this is what we're focused on every day. Brothers are focusing on the time of Jacob's trouble, getting right with Yahweh Bashim Yashai, World War III, what's going to happen to their loved ones, praying that Yahweh Bashim Yashai, send an angel, a miracle, and lead them through the Spirit to navigate through Jacob's trouble, man. This stuff is on our mind constantly, and that's us keeping our mind single-minded. And I had a couple clips, but I'm going to just go back and emphasize this picture. This picture right here is on the camp signs that we take out with us. Call Allah Yahweh Bashim Yashai. I had it printed out a couple weeks ago, put on a poster board, and all ready to go for display. But the point being is that this picture is very spiritual, because a lot is going on in this picture. Brothers can screenshot it, use it, abuse it, do what you will to making sure that this is edifying to the flock, in the sense that this picture right here is saying a lot to what's happening right now. Going into the grocery stores, being targeted. Ultimately, these, how do you say, major corporate stores are going to be turned into FEMA processing centers, quarantines, pop-up jails, torture chambers, whatever it's going to be. These corporations are going to open their arms to the government, just like they were the only ones allowed to operate during the last shutdown during 2020 with the C-19er. They're going to be used just as part of the system. Even the Walmart family, the Waltons, are CIA implants, and you can look that information too. The Walmart was started by the CIA. It's crazy, but just the point being that these people are playing games, thinking that what we're talking about daily is just a joke, is such a long distance away in the future. No, it's happening right now. So get right or get left. Because this, it is a video to threaten, man. Because this is what we use the words of Yahweh Bashmiel Shai to threaten our people, and understanding that it's only for the elect that are going to get this. And the rest that just see what's going on are going to think that it's just another day. Oh, we always go through bad times. No. It says, measure thou the time diligently in itself. And I'm just going to get that because I quoted it twice already. So I'm just going to get it. This is 2nd Ezra 15. And verse 4, I believe, is what? Measure thou the time diligently. Salaki Yasharallah. I'm going to have to do this. Measure thou. Second Ezra's 9 and 1. Okay. Salakia Yashar. This is 2nd Ezra's 9 and 1. I was thinking of what was in 2nd Ezra's 15. Then when it says 2nd Ezra's 15, and I was thinking 2nd Ezra's 15 and verse 2, probably causing it to be written in paper for their fifth. Okay, so this is 2nd Ezra's 9 and 1, because I keep quoting this. This is 2nd Ezra's 9 and 1. He answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself. And when thou seest part of the signs past, which I have told thee before, going into the scriptures, the prophecy, the statute of Daniel, the Old Testament, the chronological order of the Israelites going out in captivities and into captivities. When you have seen all of that, verse 2, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. Whew! And when you see all this turmoil and trouble going on, do you know how Yahweh Bashem Yahushua visits this place? Let's go to Isaiah, what's that? Isaiah 29 and 6, I believe. Describing how Yahweh Bashem Yahushua visits this place. 29 and 6, I believe. This is Isaiah 29 and verse 6. Thou shalt be visited of the Lord Yahweh of hosts with thunder and with earthquake and great noise, with storm and tempest and the flame of devouring fire, i.e. the worst tribulation and judgments that you can receive. Yahweh Bashem Yahushua is turning it up in every aspect of tribulation on this earth. But at the same time, the Lord is also turning up the spirit of the brothers to keep edifying, exhorting, building up one another, taking care of each other, and bringing the elect into the fold. So all those new brothers, newcomers, new listeners that are hearing this for the first time, get right or get left. This is not a game. And understand that great millstone, starting with the elders and apostles on down, have the 100% truth. So invest your time in making and doing the research and taking the time and making the critical thinking skills to see that everything what the scriptures are saying is correct. And really, if you're a man in the Lord, you shouldn't even have to fight it that much. You just have to hear it one time, and that should have your wheels in your gears in your mind start to turn, because it makes sense. It's the only thing that makes sense. So Lord willing, that this lesson was edifying unto the elect. Till next time, I would like to give all glory, honor, and infinite praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem Chachodash, and double honors to the beloved elders and the apostles at Great Millstone that taught me this truth, and peace and salutations to all you hopeful elect Akim out there laboring that are pushing this word in truth and in sincerity. Till next time, Lord willing, Shalom.